DJ Wyvern or Vern on the show. And when I'm not in the XRAY studios recording that show, I am Amy Dragon, and I do audio engineering in Portland. I've been a mastering engineer here for over 10 years. And I thought it would be really cool to highlight some of the other women in Portland who are doing really cool stuff in audio. And I brought a couple of my colleagues in to chat with me today about some stuff that they're up to in town in the audio engineering world. And I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to Cara, Katie, and Alessandra. We're going to start with Cara.
Thank you so much for having us. Yeah. This is great. Also, I didn't know Wyvern was your DJ name.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that's what Vern was. Yeah. That's cool. I love it. Yeah, anyway, thanks so much. You and I actually met because I hired you to master the record I produced for the Foes,
That's
one
right.
of my bands.
That's right. It was
the
fun.
Femme Punk band.
It's a good one.
And I was like, I knew who you were, but I really wanted to meet and like hang out. And I was like, so can we do this session like in person? And you're like, well, usually like people don't really come hang out. And I'm like, but I really want to hang out.
It was fun. It was pretty fun.
It was so great.
I enjoyed it. Now we're buds.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks.
Yeah, you are so welcome. So I have a couple prompts prepared, but this is going to be pretty casual for the most part. But I just wanted for you to take a minute to talk a little bit about your relationship with music and what you do in the audio world, whatever you feel like sharing with listeners. And I'll be asking the same of all of the guests to share a little bit about themselves. And then, music is my heart and soul. So I'm also asking for each of them to share a tune, and they'll explain why they're sharing it with you. So go ahead.
Cool. Music is my heart and soul as well. In fact, when it was time to go to college, the number one thing I wanted to do was go to like a production school. Like I think Full Sail was like brand new back then. But I didn't do it because I didn't want to ruin my love for music. And I had a feeling that like a career in music would make it so stressed. Mm-hmm. And so I skipped it and I did film instead. And then 20 years later, now I'm back in music and I can just do it and enjoy it. And I have a home studio and I produce like demos, and I produced my own band's records and stuff like that. And it's been really fun. I'm not a good mixer. I usually collaborate on mixes and mastering and stuff like that. But I love engineering. I love microphones. I also play drums in 3 different bands.
I would love to hear more about your bands.
My bands?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
The one that's been around the longest is The Foes. We're a femme punk band. Kind of classic, like the Ramones, if there were more harmonies and less dudes. And so we play all over town, probably like 30 to ish shows a year, something like that. Maybe 20, depends on what's going on in everyone's schedules. But we also have a side band where we play a bunch of 60s French yay and garage music. We come out Bastille Day and like Halloween and stuff like that. And then I also have a like power pop band that's like kind of early Weezer mixed with Phil Collins and the Cars, called Die Right.
I'm excited about that one.
That was my pre-COVID band that broke up when COVID hit. And all I wanted to do was get it going again. And we have it going again. And we're starting to play shows next month in like a week. And one of my oldest friends is now our lead guitar player. And I love it. And then the newest thing I'm involved in is Jessica Boudreau from Summer Cannibals made a sick solo record. It's so good. And she decided she wanted to make a band out of it. And I just got a random email from her. And I think we had met once and sat at a table, didn't even really talk to each other. And then she just emailed me and was like, will you play drums for me? And I'm like, I will. Absolutely. Yeah.
That is all most excellent. I'm excited to see some or all of those bands perform out at some point, because there's nothing like seeing it in person.
All 3 of them are playing in the next 30 days.
That's so great.
So.
That's really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I think before I ask you to share a song with the audience that I'll also play for y'all, I kind of want to hear a little bit more about what types of audio engineering specifically you are engaging in or enjoy, or what your relationship is with, I think, the technical side of music outside of bands.
Cool. So all of my like kind of engineering background came from the film industry and working with voices and dialogue and stuff like that. But also chopping up stems of songs to create, you have a 2.5 minute song, you need a 45-second version of it for a spot, and like getting to kind of mold everything and like, build it how you want and have it release how you want. And that's like, I started doing that just for like editorial purposes. And, but I've always had like on-set microphone knowledge and stuff like that. And I recently moved into a house, recently 3 years ago, but my landlord, the guy who owns the house, has he built a purpose-built, like soundproof treated recording studio in the backyard. That's like half the square footage of the actual house itself.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like 400 something square feet or something like that. And there's a big, huge, like custom desk that I don't use because I don't really do mixing work in there. But it's, it either could have just been my drum room, or I could have built out a working studio out of it. So I bought a bunch of equipment. I got a good mixer, a ton of mics, and started recording like my band's practices and doing demos for us and getting more and more involved each time. And now there's like, I meet people out there, and it's hard to get, like, a lot of bands don't need like a fully produced record right out the gate. They just need something that sounds really good so they can get shows and stuff. And so now I meet people and I'm just like, come to the studio and cut like a 4-song demo with me and like use that for promotion. And then like next year when you have more songs, then you can make your record or whatever. And so I've been doing a lot of that kind of stuff. And I really love it. It's like, it's really great. I love watching other people be creative. And I love being able to help out with that. And my band's record was the first one that I ever produced. And I just got like bit by the bug, I think.
That is awesome. That's really cool. And it's so rad that you have that resource on your property. I mean, that's kind of a dream. That's really, really cool. Well, tell us about a song that you'd like to share with listeners.
Yeah. Okay. So the song that I picked to share on this is a song called Crazy by Diorite, from the demo that I produced for us so that we could get gigs and start kind of like launching what we're trying to do. And we recently produced a whole like live video series in that studio, and Crazy's going to be one of the featured singles from it, and it's basically the single of the demo. And it's just like, I love the harmonies in that band. There's so many good vocal harmonies, and the solo is catchy as heck. Yeah, it's just like it's the song that's making me happy right now, I think. It's
awesome.
Fun. It's also really fun to play.
Awesome. All right, well, let's get into it. I'm going to play that song right now for you all, and hope you all enjoy it.
Come around to see me, but I'm hanging out with my friends. Yeah, a little time alone helps you understand. Yeah, we're grown individuals who can't admit they don't have a clue. If you're selling for me, I've got no time for you. I'll go crazy.
That was awesome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, thank you for sharing it. I really appreciate it.